The supernatural horror flick known as The Black Phone was a real terrifying terror tale when I watched it back in 2022. And I just saw more recently the new sequel to it, Black Phone 2, which came out this past October in theaters, and it's pretty decent enough. The film is now currently on physical media and streaming on Peacock. But is it anywhere as good as its predecessor, or has this one completely dialed the wrong number? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Ratings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2025 supernatural horror flick Black Phone 2, released by Universal along with Blumhouse. Once again, directed by Scott Derrickson, who co wrote the story with C. Robert Cargill. This is a sequel to The Black Phone, and the second feature film and third overall installment in the franchise. Now, why did I say a third installment? Well, there actually was a little bit of a kind of a short one story version of this in 2000 in the segment Dream Killing, the 2023 found footage film VHS 85. Mason Thames, Madeleine McGraw, Jeremy Davies, and Ethan Hawke returned for the first film, with Demian Bichir joining the cast. In the film, we see siblings Finney and Gwen along with their friend Ernesto as they head to a winter youth camp to uncover a mystery regarding the very first victims of the Grabber, whose ghostly presence now haunts the camp. The film was released last October on October 17th, just a month after it premiered at Fantastic Fest. Film did good in what have you, though it didn't quite come close to its predecessor, but by that much though. It still was a success and got good reviews. Now you can check out my spoiler-free review of the first film by clicking on that card in case you might have missed it before going to this one. Now, of course, I won't go into this story too much, okay? So if you're with me, good. Let's begin. In 1982, 4 years after Finley Blake killed the Grabber, his sister Gwen begins having dreams where she sees murders that happened at Alpine Lake Camp in 1957. During one, she receives a call from her mother, Hope, who at the time of the 1957 murders was having similar dreams. Gwen convinces Finney and Ernesto, the brother of the late Robin Arellano, to travel to Alpine Lake Camp. A heavy blizzard traps them there with the camp supervisor Armando, his niece Mustang, and two camp employees, Kenneth and Barbara. The three kids begin investigating what Gwen's dreams might mean. On the second night, Finney receives a call on the camp's dead payphone, this time from the Grabber. Speaking from the death, the Grabber vows revenge, blaming Finney for forcing him to kill his own brother and for ending his life. Moments later, Gwen is violently attacked in her dream by the Grabber, but Finney, Ernesto, and Mustang manage to save her. Now, that's all I'm going to give you of the story, so if you want to know the rest, you must watch the movie. Now, for my thoughts on the Black Phone 2, I'm going to say it's good and what have you. Not as good as the first one, though. It tries its extreme best, though, but I still thought it was good. That maybe not great by a long shot, but at least this managed to pull Blumhouse out of the black hole after it had a run of humiliating failures since last January, starting with Wolfman going up to the more recent sequel of Megan 2.0. But anyway, enough said. Black Phone 2 eventually did well, though it did, again, just missed it by a little bit of that much. It didn't quite come close to its predecessor. It did make 132 million worldwide on its $30 million budget. It eventually topped the box office when opening, defeating Tron Ares. The reviews are pretty good. It says certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at 72%. Where saying taking the consequences of its predecessor seriously, the film is a chilling sequel that mines memorable scares and thought provoking themes from the scars that linger. Metacritic has a score 61, and audiences polled by CinemaScore gave this a B, lower than the B plus earned by its predecessor. Plugged In's Brett Echoberry concluded that the film is a horror flick with heart. And Katie Walsh of the LA Times felt that it was a bit surprising that the film turned out to be so pious and deeply Christian, which is a bit of an odd mix. Sure, it's a kind of a mixed bag, but not quite much though. I really thought it was pretty fair and what have you. I mean, I liked the camp setting and what have you, with being in a blizzard and what have you. I thought that was pretty cool. And even after that, the film got nominated at the ninth annual Astra Film Awards and the fourth Astra Creative Arts Award, and also a nomination for original score horror or thriller at the 16th Hollywood Music and Media Awards. But they didn't win though. But anyway, I have to say it's pretty terrifying in my view. But yeah, it has a little bit of heart in it. But nevertheless, I found the film to be good, but not as good as the first one though. Now, as for the future of the franchise, after this, Derrickson said that he would only develop a third film if the story can be better than this and its predecessor, expressing that he wants the series to be quality over quantity. Ethan Hawke expressed an interest in reprising his villainous role as the Grabber in a sequel, saying that he would like to explore the background story of the Grabber, his journey into hell, and his continued hauntings of other characters. Well, there is a possibility. Now, Cargill acknowledged the potential for another film, but echoed Derrickson's thoughts by stating that they would only start production if the creatives could develop a story that is worthy of realizing. Well, I'm gonna hope for the best they do, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Now, the the film's score is composed by Atticus Derrickson, who yeah, the way the name spelled, I'm pretty sure is related to the director of the film, Scott Derrickson. So, yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, I have to give him credit for what he did. Now, for Scott Derrickson's direction he took, I think it ended up being pretty good for, just because of that. Now, what it being taking place in the 80s and what have you, well, now I appreciated them bringing back the classic Universal logo they had used, well, without showing a Universal picture like they did in the late 60s and early 70s, just when they showed Universal and MTA company, but of course, instead, for this one's exception, they put a Comcast company, which of course is Universal's parent company at the, well, as of now, which you already know that, I'm pretty sure. But that's pretty cool and what have you. But even so, I do find that to be pretty retro and pretty cool. Well, now, another thing that is a shame is I don't get to hear that many great good tunes in this. Maybe one or two, maybe, but not as many like I heard in the first movie, though. But they try to do their best with finding some good songs and what have you. Now, for the cast, though, we at least get some good ones. Ethan Hawke once again plays the grabber, and I've got to say, he's absolutely once again good. Mason Thames, who recently played Hiccup in the more recent live action remake of DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon, returns as Finny. Very good. Madeleine McGraw, the sister to Violet McGraw, whom we recently saw back in Megan 2.0, which I'm still not happy that it ended up being a big disappointment, but well, she's back as Gwen, and I've got to say she's good and what have you. You know, There was just one thing I failed to even mention because I didn't know about this because I saw the black phone before I saw Megan. Actually, I found out in the first black phone, if you watch closely, you realize that Madeleine's character Gwen is wearing the same jacket that Katie, which was Violet's character in Megan, the first one, that it's the same jacket. Can you believe that? That has a like a rainbow pattern, a black, kind of a blackish looking one with a rainbow on the back, pattern on the back. Yeah, can you believe that? I couldn't. Um, Now Demian Bichir, I hope I pronounced that right, plays Armando. I gotta give him credit. Now, Miguel Mora, who actually played Robin in the first film, this time plays Ernesto, Robin's brother. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's pretty good. Jeremy Davies is back as Finney and Gwen's father, Terrence. I've got to give him credit. He's pretty good. Ariana Rivas played Mustang. Good. We have Maeve Beatty as Barbara and Graham Abbey as Kenneth. So anyway, I've got to say, Black Phone 2, I think this was another good film. Well, again, not as good as the first one by any means, but it manages to do its extreme best, though. Please stand by. Apologies, I was trying to get, someone got snagged on the wheel of my chair. Apologies, folks. But when everything's said, Black Phone 2, it's a pretty good sequel. While, again, not as good as its predecessor, but it tries to do its extreme best. I do like the setting and its cast, and, well, some of its thrills were pretty good too. Score wasn't too bad. Just kind of disappointed we didn't get to hear many A songs, though, considering we heard a little bit of Sandy songs in the first one. But anyway, Black Phone 2, it's a good sequel. I mean, you be the judge. I like the first film a little more over this one though. And I hope for the best they'll do a third one. Hopefully it'll do just as well. Anyway, check out Black Phone 2. It's currently streaming on Peacock. It's also available on DVD and Blu-ray. It's also in a double feature with its predecessor as well. For my score, I'm going to give Black Phone 2 4 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it an 8. So, what did you think of Black Phone 2? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Excuse me again. Well, now that you've heard my thoughts on Black Phone 2, you'll find out where we'll wind up with the other films I've decided to pull on the best horror films of 2025 ranking, which will be coming up tomorrow. But next time will be the Yogi Bear review. It's a live action film from 2010, okay? So anyway, if you like this, check out my reviews for this recent little something that Blumhouse gave to us. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Megan from 2023, although that was also had a little bit of a release screen in 2022. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of its recent sequel, also from last year. Or you can go to the bottom left-hand corner and check out my spoiler-free review of another film from Blumhouse, and that's Five Nights at Freddy's. I will be reviewing its sequel when it comes to Peacock later in the year. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.